Welcome to SilverC Review. This podcast will have an introduction, a movie review, and a movie recommendation. There's quite a bit of updates for my podcast, and those are going to be on my other podcast, so tune in to Inside the Introvert, episode 46. On the episode that I did, my top favorite podcast, someone recommended some. I just wanted to, that is really slick, sorry. I wanted to follow up. Sorry, it's raining. I should update you. I'm actually walking in the rain right now. I got an umbrella. Thankfully, I'm doing audio only now because I could never record my podcast in video today. Like, it's raining, it's cold, just wouldn't have worked out. So luckily, I've got a heavy coat on, so I'm not terribly cold. Although it's got to be, I think my car said it was around like 37, 40, somewhere around that range. Maybe lower, I don't know. It's not snowing, so it can't be below freezing. I wish it was snowing. But anyways, so I am walking on pavement, but I hit a slick piece of plastic or rubber or something back there. So anyways, you might hear the rain and things like that. The podcast that were recommended, I really like how I built this, and the inquiry and TED interviews. I did not care for People Fixing the World and podcast playlist, but I added those other ones to my weekly listen to list. I wanted to mention on that, when I did my top podcasts, there's a few that I didn't mention because they have stopped, like they've ended, but so I would consider them honorable mentions. But Sincerely X, another TED one, Film Swatting SVU, Heaven's Gate, Your Mom's House, and there's one called Michael Shermer's Science Salon. So all of those are, I think Michael Shermer is still putting his on, but the audio quality was just not that great, so I stopped doing that one. But they're still worth listening to, worth checking out. Couple movies. The Nutcracker movie that I referenced back on the Nutcracker episode that I said was like a better sci-fi version. It's just called Nutcracker in 3D, and it is really good. So I would definitely recommend. I know Christmas has already passed now, but if you're still in the mood or just want to see that one, I would recommend watching it because it's great. I watched the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Give that one a 5 out of 10. I really liked the first story. If the entire movie was exactly like the first story was, I think it'd be great. But it would be a lot higher at least. And it wasn't a terrible movie. It was definitely worth my time. But Robin Hood, 8 out of 10. This was a great action movie. I felt like they perfectly integrated the characters into the movie. It's really good. Adding this one to my collection. And The Happy Time Murders, 2 out of 10. Not even worth watching. I had heard bad things about it, but a lot of times people will say bad things, and I can watch like a kid type movie. I know this wasn't kid type, but it was just stupid all around. Like, the best part of it was the bloopers at the very end. So, yeah. Like, I don't regret watching it because I had heard it was going to be terrible, but it was indeed terrible, even for me. Okay, I'm going to have to find the next slide. Okay. Nun, 3 out of 10. The best jump scare that they had, they put in the trailer. I mean, like, I was like, maybe the whole movie will be like that, because it was a really interesting jump scare I hadn't seen before. Nope, that was the best one they had. And it didn't scare me, of course, because I had already seen it. And naturally, it's not going to scare me in the trailer. So, nothing new or scary in that movie. But anyways, we're going to go on to Aquaman, the movie review. And I don't have to do my image anymore, even though I still have it that says reference image. Very nice introduction in the movie. It was a fun fight scene, very short and to the point. Although showing him as a young kid was a little weird, because that's like the only age they showed him as. And I mean, I know they had to introduce his ability to talk to fish, but they were just kind of weird how it's like, he's a baby, or she's pregnant, I guess. I don't know if it ever showed him as a baby. And then it was like, oh, he's a kid, and now he's an adult. Like, not much of a transition there. Oh, I need to take pictures. I forgot. Whoop. Trying to hold an umbrella and my phone, and now I'm gonna try to get my camera. Oh, there's geese too. I can take pictures of the geese. But I'm gonna talk about it more in my Inside the Introvert about taking pictures. But you'll hear me quite a bit stop and take pictures, and you'll be able to see those. Alright. You'll actually probably be able to hear my camera in the podcast, so that'll be kind of cool. But at least you'll always be able to still see a little bit of what I'm seeing as I'm walking around, and this will be a lot more fun because I get to walk around, so you get to see a lot more. Okay, let's see if I can get back on track while I'm walking up here. Oh, they really are trying to make Aquaman a badass with his attitude and in the actor they chose and the music and everything, so I thought that was pretty cool. I thought when they said fish boy and he gets all mad and he's just like fish man, and them taking the pictures and stuff, they actually had some pretty decent jokes, so I like that they're trying to be a little bit more funny in this movie instead of, I feel like, I guess the sorry, I'm going to take a picture real quick. I guess the DC universe is a little on the darker side, and it's obviously not working out for them, so they're trying to make it a bit more funny, and I'm glad for that. And my hands are cold. I wish it wasn't so cold today. The killer seahorses versus the like decked out sharks, that was really cool. Oh, I really like the underwater effects, like on their hair and their movement and stuff throughout the movie. And their gear and the stuff they wear just looks really cool. Like they did a very good job on like costume design and things like that. Okay, I have taken enough pictures of the geese for the time being. Actually, I could take a picture of that too. I'm walking around a historical site, and it's got this cool little thing that looks out over the river. Oh, why isn't focus? It's like, nope, I don't feel like working. I'm gonna have to reset my camera. The lady, his girlfriend in the movie, I don't know what her name was. Her ability to control water was really, really neat. And I think if they had just made, why is my auto thing? Oh, I must have. How did I get it to manual focus? I think trying to work this with one hand, I'm hitting buttons that I shouldn't be hitting. If they had just made Aquaman a waterbender, essentially, from the very beginning, like, he's still not in this movie, obviously, but I mean, like, as a comic book character, if they just made him a waterbender, I feel like he would have been a very cool character. Because Aquaman is kind of known as, like, the lamest superhero. It's kind of like he's kind of a joke, and, because all he can do is, like, talk to fish. I mean, if he had, it would make sense for him to be able to control water, being Aquaman. If he was able to do what she did, I think he would be, like, super badass. Which he is in this movie. I'm not saying in this movie. I'm just saying, like, his past has always been, he's kind of a joke superhero. Let's find the next one. Is that the next one? I don't think that's the next one. There it is. Her jellyfish dress was awesome. Like, it just looked so cool. That was really neat. The squid playing the drums was a little bit lame. They didn't really ever explain, unless I missed something, why they'd have a squid that was able to play music. I really liked the fight between the two brothers, and I like the crowd reaction, how it kind of, the wave of energy hits them and they're just like, yeah, I want more. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've seen that in other movies, but still, they did it correctly. It looked cool. Their ships and their city is so vibrant. Like, it was just so pleasing to look at all of that stuff. It was actually kind of pretty neat watching how his well-known enemy, the Mantis, was created. Obviously, I don't know if that's true to anything in the comics, but it was neat for this universe to see how that worked out. Hang on, I'm gonna take another picture real quick. This is kind of a cool picture here. I might be taking too many pictures for what I want, but we'll make it work out. Well, there's a herring. Sorry. I just realized that I'm not talking. For some reason, I keep getting my... I don't know what's going on. For some reason, I'm hitting something on my camera that's making it go into a mode that switches it to auto or to manual focus. And when I tried to get it out of manual focus, it keeps popping up saying something. It won't let me do it. I don't know what I'm hitting. This is a learning experience. This is the first time I'm doing something like this. It'll also be way easier when my hands are not freezing and when I'm not having to carry an umbrella in addition to all this stuff. So where was I? It was pretty funny how he was like, we could have just peed on that thing instead of having to draw that little bit of water. I actually thought she was going to kind of hurt him by drawing out too much water, but a little bit of water that was needed. The callback to Pinocchio with the book was kind of stupid. Like, I didn't feel like that was needed at all. And why would the child just happen to have a book to give to her that was what they had referenced earlier? So didn't feel like that was needed at all. I think I just said that twice. Showing two different battles, whereas it was Aquaman and his girlfriend both battling different people. That was really cool. I liked how it did a good job of switching between them. I'm gonna take a picture of a squirrel, maybe, if he doesn't go on the other side of the tree. And if I can, oh my gosh, driving me nuts. I'm gonna walk a little closer to him. Oh. I missed. And now he's too high. Stupid camera. I've got it on a strap right now, and it's I'm trying to rotate it to where I can take the picture. It's pushing buttons, so I'll get it worked out. Once it warms up too, I won't have to have this big heavy coat on and this hood and umbrella. The sound effects for the trident were very strange. Like, it reminded me of like Tron or something, like some sort of electronical thing. His superhero suit reveal was officially badass, like way cooler than Captain America's entrance in Infinity War. Like, when he came, I was just not expecting it. And when he came out and he was in the classic Aquaman suit, it was like, like I think I actually was like, oh my god, that's cool. So I don't ever say hardly anything during movies, which, since I brought that up, people in the movie theater cheered. I'm pretty sure I said this in the podcast on that episode when Captain America made his entrance, and I saw a lot of people like talking about it and how awesome it was. I rewatched it before I brought it up here. I still don't see anything cool about it. Like, yes, he was kind of in the shadows and he steps into the light, and she had thrown her little thing, which he just turned to the side and catches it. But that's it. Like, they're all superheroes. That's not anything out of the normal. So I still don't see why people freak out over that. Oh man, my hands hurt. But yeah, definitely loved that he has his classic costume. It looks so cool. The little kiss scene between him and his girlfriend was probably the coolest kiss scene I've ever seen. How it like circled around them and like in the middle of war and all this cool stuff is going on. They both look awesome. Yeah, loved it. The massive battle was quite the climax of the movie, and it actually, to me, was very similar to Infinity War. I mean, I know Infinity War, you had a lot bigger characters, but I mean, that was still an awesome battle that was going on for Aquaman, so thought that was really great. And I mean, they did an incredible job of making Aquaman awesome in this movie. I don't know if that was like their goal because he's known as such a loser, but man, they did a great job. And I forgot to say it at the first, but I am giving this one a 9 out of 10. So this was a fantastic movie. I think I even like this one better than Wonder Woman, and I really liked Wonder Woman. So there you go, Aquaman, 9 out of 10. On to the movie recommendation. This one's going to be The Wind Rises. It's a 2013 animated movie. Studio Ghibli. It's Japanese animation. Has good, talks about love and never giving up and passion.
The description is: a lifelong love of flight inspires Japanese aviation engineer whose storied career includes the creation of the A6M World War II fighter plane. And technically this is an animated historical drama film that is a fictionalized biopic. So it just talks about whatever his name is. I didn't put it on here because I couldn't pronounce it. And it's fictionalized, of course, so it's adds more to it, but it is just really good. So if you like Japanese animation at all, definitely check out The Wind Rises. And that's it for this podcast. So there's an introduction video out there. It describes more about what this is about. All my videos are on YouTube. The audio, oh, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I'm still putting the audio on YouTube. It'll just have a static image. Just the audio is on SoundCloud, and I've got Instagram and Twitter. So feel free to contact me on any of those. Take care of yourself, because there's only one you out there.